Greetings, basketball fans. Back with another video for Courtside Basketball by FTP Sportsgames and Jeremy Bailey. Today, we are talking about pace checks. You're going to do a pace check after a jump ball or after a made basket. So, what you're going to do is you're going to flip one of the fast action cards, and there are multiple checks that you're going to do for every pace check. But after you do a few of these, you'll figure out that it gets really easy. So here's what you're checking against. You're checking against this number. Let's say the Bulls have just scored and Golden State is getting ready to inbound. You're checking this number, and this number. Okay? So the way that it works is the Bulls just scored, the Golden State has the ball, and they're going to inbound. And the first thing you're going to do is you're going to look at this number here. This is a 1 to 100 number, the 64. You can see that it's above their transition rate, and it's below the defensive auxiliary play rate. Okay? So what that means is that Golden State is going to come down, normal pace, going to set up in a set offense. What you're also checking is this number here. This is a 1 to 10 number, and you apply it to this. Since it's not transition, because of this, it's not transition. So you don't check it against that. You check it against this. And if this number here is below this number here, that means the Bulls have played effective defense and are going to force a tough shot for Golden State. And it's like a forced shot. Okay, so that means they play effective defense and they force the offensive player for Golden State to take a tough shot. So let me back up real quick. Couple other things you're checking on this. You're checking this 3-point number. If this is between 1 and 6, the green option is going to shoot a 3-pointer. And for the green option for Golden State, I have Steph Curry. So he would shoot a 3-pointer at 1 to 44 minus his defender's rating, and you'd run that up against a 100. So just to back up, because there are a lot of things going on here, but it just happens so fast after you play about 3 or 4 possessions. The Bulls just scored. You flip for the pace check. They're not out in transition. They're not shooting a 3. What offensive player is in control? So before the game, I think I mentioned this in another video, you set up the distribution based on green, blue, black, red, and white. And the green color whoever you assign green to is going to get 30% of the touches, blue gets 25%, black gets 20%, red gets 15%, and white gets 10% of the touches. If you play PTG, Pro Table Games basketball. It's like the difference between S1, S2, S3, S4. You get the idea. So the green color option that I have for Golden State is Curry. I have Curry as green, Klay Thompson as blue, Harrison Barnes black, Draymond Green is red, and Mo Spates is white. So is the white color option for offense. So what we have is we have Golden State setting up in a half-court offense, Bulls unable to get a stop. So the green option, they're not going to be shooting a 3, and there isn't an auxiliary play. So if this number was 97, then we would take a look at this number here. This is a 1 to 20 number, and apply it to this range right here. And what you would have is you have it's actually a loose ball play here. So the auxiliary plays trigger things like steals, turnovers, loose balls or out of bounds off the defense, or an auxiliary play. And an auxiliary play might be like a double foul, an out of bounds with less than 3 seconds on the clock, things like that. So we'll do another one and just show you a couple other scenarios that can happen. 16. Here in this situation, they would be out in transition, so quick offense. Could be, a couple of passes and a three-point shot, a couple of passes and a lay-in, a couple of passes and a dunk. Could be a transition jump shot. Not a fast break, but transition, quick offense, shooting the ball within, say, the first, 5 to 10 seconds of the shot clock. So they're out in transition, and you can see here the 6 here is within that. So the red option, which is Draymond Green, is going to take a three-point shot. The Bulls unable to stop the transition because their transition defense is 2. And this is obviously well below this number. So transition, auxiliary, do they get a stop? Do another one. So in this one, the 25 is above the 17. It's below the 96, so they're not going to trigger any of these plays. But, so they're in half court. They are going to shoot a 3 with the red color option. But the defense is effective to the point where they're going to force Draymond Green into a forced three-point shot. And just real quick on how that works. So if we're looking at Draymond Green's three-point rating, it's 1-34. And because they've played effective defense and they're going to force a tough three-point shot, you're going to subtract 9 off of that number. So his three-point rating for this play is 1-25. All right, let's do another one. So here's something else you're checking. So 23 is above the transition number. It's below the auxiliary number. It's the green option. It's Steph Curry. They're not shooting a 3, but in this instance, you're going to check to see if the Warriors are able to draw a foul on the Bulls. And their offensive draw foul rating is 4. So the 2 is within the 4. So they will commit the foul. And who is the foul on? The foul is on the high, and there's a way to do that. You have to check that in the rules. And we're not going to go over that today, but that's an easy scenario. Another pace check. So we have 87, which is above the transition number, below the auxiliary number. This is above the three-point number. And it's Steph Curry with the ball because he's the green color option. But you have the commit foul showing here. And did the Bulls commit a foul? This is their defensive card. You're running up against that, and they do. Who's the foul on? The foul is on the center. And that's basically how pace checks work. Let's do a couple more. Warriors inbounding the ball. No transition. The 70 is higher than the 17. The 7, no auxiliary play. You're looking for fouls, committed, drawn. You're looking for auxiliary plays. Are they in transition, and do they get a stop? Those are the things that you're checking. All right? So no three-point play because it's above the 6. The red option, again, that's Draymond Green. The 6 is above the set offense. So what we have now is we have Draymond Green in the set offense with all offensive options available. He can pass, he can shoot, he can drive, he can post, he can run a pick and roll, whatever he wants to do. Those are all separate videos. Again, so what do we have here? We have a 90. That is below the auxiliary play. No three-pointer. Steph Curry in possession of the ball. There's a commit foul, but it's number 8, and that's above 6, so there's no foul. And they don't get the defensive stop because that's it. The 8 is above the 2. So we have Steph Curry in the half-court offense with possession of the ball, all offensive options available. Pass, shoot, drive, post. Do another one. Back come the Warriors, not in transition, right? They'll shoot a three-point shot because the 6 is equal to that or lower, and it's going to be Curry shooting a 3. Do the Bulls get a stop? They don't. 6 is above 2, so Curry has a 1 to 44 chance of knocking down a three-point shot. Pace check again. 77, above the transition number, below the auxiliary play number. 17, above the three-point number. Who has the ball? Curry again, because it's the green option, and the Bulls don't get a stop. So Curry, half-court offense with all offensive options available. Still no transition. This time it's the black option, and that's Harrison Barnes. Not going to shoot a 3. Do they draw a foul? The 6 is above the 4, no. And the 6 is above the defense. So Harrison Barnes in the half-court offense with all offensive options available. Back come the Warriors in transition. The 10 is less than the 17, but the 2 here stops the transition. So because they stop the transition, the white option, which is Maurice Spates, is going to have the ball in the half-court offense. They stop the transition, which puts them into the half-court offense, and Maurice Spates has all offensive options available. No three-pointer, no fouls, obviously, because you would see draw foul or commit foul there, and obviously the 10 is much lower than the auxiliary play. So after you do a few of these, you'll know that it just becomes second nature, because what you'll start to look for is, you know that lower numbers here have a chance to put the offense in transition, and you know that the higher numbers, like starting anywhere from like 85 and up, depending on the team, that is where you're going to trigger things like this, auxiliary plays. Let's do another one. Actually, let's give the Bulls the ball. Bulls coming back. Warriors just scored 69 above their transition rating of 8. So obviously they weren't a team that played with a lot of pace. The 10 is above their three-point shot attempt. The black option would be whoever I would designate for that. But the 5, the Warriors, are really good at defense at home. So what they would do here is they're in the half-court offense. The 5 gives them a defensive stop. So we have the black option here, the black offensive option for the Bulls is going to shoot a forced shot. So let's say the Warriors just scored. Here come the Bulls again. 68. It's above the transition number. They're within the three-point number. The green option, let's just say it's Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler's three-point rating, you can see at the top there, is 1 to 38. But the Warriors, again, 2 is within the stop range, and their forced three-point is negative 14. So Jimmy Butler, three-point shot is going to be 1 to 24. Warriors just scored. Back come the Bulls. Now we have that's actually a 62, which is above the transition number. It's below the Warriors' defensive auxiliary play number of 90. The three-point above that number. The red option has the ball, but again, the Warriors play tough defense. They're gonna force the red offensive option into a tough shot. Again, I think you're starting to get the idea that the Warriors are really tough at home on defense, because this is above the transition. The 3 is within the defensive range. The 3 here is within the three-point range. So whoever the green option is, let's say it's Jimmy Butler again. Jimmy Butler is going to take a three-point shot, and it's going to be 38. And because they played good defense, the 3 is less than the 5, you're going to use this forced 3-point shot. So 38 minus 14, again, 1-24. Back come the Bulls. Blue option has the ball. No transition because it's above the 46 is above the 8. It's also not an auxiliary play because it's below 90. Warriors again. 3 against the set offense. Get the stop. So it's the blue option. It's going to take a forced shot because the Warriors played effective defense. Again, Bulls come back. This time they're in transition. 7 is less than 8, and the 7 here is less than their transition defense number. So what we have now is there's not going to be a 3-point shot. When there's a transition, you look at the outlet here. Who has the ball? It's the point guard. It would be Derrick Rose, and then you would go through the process for transition plays. Back come the Bulls. 60, above the transition number. 60, below the auxiliary number. 6, above the set offense. Who has the ball? This is above the 3-point range of 5, right? Who has the ball? Green option. Let's say it's Jimmy Butler. So Jimmy Butler, half-court offense, all offensive options available. He can pass, shoot, drive, post up, or run a pick and roll, but his pick and roll rating is C. That's not very good. Like John Stockton has an A right there, to give you an idea. A is the best. Let's do the Bulls again. No transition, no 3-pointer, green player with the ball. Warriors get a stop. Just real quick, let me just mention this something you can do in pregame is determine like strictness of refs. Are they calling like a tight game? Are they letting them play type of thing? If this was being called as a tight game, this would be a foul. Okay? So, but I don't play with that. I just use like normal refereeing. Except I guess I should say that in some of the playoff games I've played, I've done the let them play so there aren't as many fouls, but I mean, that's strictly optional, and it's a pregame thing. So let's do the Bulls again. Here they come back. Okay, now here's where we have an auxiliary play. So we have 96 is obviously above the transition rating, but it's also in the defensive auxiliary range for the Warriors. So what you do is you take the 96, you look over to the D20 here, or the 1-20 number 13, apply it to this, and you can see that it's a turnover. It's in that range right there. And what's the turnover? It is the green option is going to commit a turnover. He traveled. And that's it. So now the Warriors have the ball, and they're coming back. 29 above the transition rating. Curry has the ball, not going to shoot a 3 because 13 is higher than 6. That's obviously not in the auxiliary play rating. And 7, the Bulls can't stop it. Curry, set offense, all offensive options available. Again, the offensive options that I'll make separate videos for. He can pass, shoot, drive, post, and he's very good at the pick and roll. He has an A rating. These are all the offensive options that he can do. So you look at the matchup, he's probably guarded by Derrick Rose. You look at what his specific set of defensive skills are, and you run it against that. There's one other way that a team can get out in transition. So let's say that we have a rebound battle between Jimmy Butler and Maurice Spates, okay? And the way that you determine a rebound is this. You look at the defensive rebounding number of Spates, say 74, and then you look at the offensive rebounding number of Jimmy Butler, and it's a +1. So what you do is you take this number here, the 1, and add it to 74, and to create a 1-to-100 number in which Maurice Spates will win the battle. So rebound battle between Butler and Spates. 74 plus 175. So 1 to 75 Spates wins the matchup. Okay? So the way you do it is you just flip the card and you see that Spates gets the rebound. Now, these two numbers here on the bottom of his card indicate his ability to throw an outlet pass to start either a fast break or a transition play. And the way that it works is you look at this number that he collects, where he collects the rebound, and you apply it to this. So if it was a 1, 2, or a 3 there, Spates obviously gets the rebound, but he also sets up a fast break. If it's a 4 through 13 here, he outlets the ball for a transition. Okay, and just for comparison's sake, here's Stephen Curry's defensive ratings. He's better at starting a break and better at starting the transition. If you look at some of the cards on the older teams, like the 76ers, look at Julius Erving. He's going to start a break on 1 to 15. This is the 76-77 Sixers. Starts a break on 1 to 15. Starts his transition on 16 to 54. So in this case, if Irving got the rebound, they would be out in transition. And the next thing you would do after that is you would just flip this over and see if they stop the transition, 7, where they wouldn't, or you check for fouls and auxiliary plays, and that's it. So that's a little bit about transition plays and how they work and how you set up and start each possession. After a jump ball or a made basket, the team that inbounds the ball or has possession of the ball is either going to come out in transition, quick offense, not a fast break, quick offense, shooting within the first 5 to 10 seconds of the shot clock. Or are they going to be in a half-court set offense? On rebounds, they could either be in fast break, transition, or anything above 22 is going to be the half-court offense. So one more on the way out. Golden State's ball, 25, above the transition number, so they're going to be in the half-court set. 25 is also well below the auxiliary play, so there's not going to be any steals, turnovers, out of bounds, loose balls, anything like that. 3 is within their three-point shot attempts. And who has the ball for Golden State? The red offensive option color. In this case, it's Draymond Green. Oh, there's no draw foul here because the 7 is above the Golden State's 4 for draw foul. 79, no transition, no three-pointer because the 20 is above the 6. Who has it? Steph Curry, he's the green option. Do the Bulls get a stop? 4, no. It's that quick. Now I'm going to do it at pace. Golden State ball, three-point shot, blue option, Klay Thompson. Inbounds for Golden State. It's going to be a three-point shot again for Klay Thompson. The 4's within the 6. Here we go. Golden State coming back. No transition, half-court offense. Bulls get a stop. Black option. Harrison Barnes is going to take a tough shot. It's this quick. It's literally like a flip, and you know what it is. These transition numbers do a great job at differentiating the styles of play from the different eras of basketball. Golden State, more modern era team, 2014-15, not as quick-paced as like these 76-77 Sixers or the 76-77 Blazers. Look at that. So just to give you an idea on how pace checks work. More to come.